Well, thank you, Chair Tester and Ranking Member Moran. Thank you to all of our witnesses for being here today and for your service. And I'm going to direct these questions to you, Dr. Upton, and if you want to ask other panelists to chime in, please do. Every year, 200,000 service members transition from military to civilian life. The majority are in the 18 to 34-year-old age range, which also has the highest veteran suicide rate. That's why I introduced bipartisan legislation with Senators Kramer and Cassidy to strengthen and make permanent the Solid Start program, which, as you know, is a VA initiative that aims to contact every veteran multiple times by phone in the first year after they leave active duty to check in and help connect them to VA programs and benefits. So can you please speak to how Solid Start's early and consistent contact with new veterans is critical to their well-being?
Absolutely, Senator, and we in VA completely agree that that transition from active duty service into our system is a very important transition period and one that should be taken with as much support as possible. There are a lot of components to that relate to mental health, and so I'm going to turn to Dr. Smith to touch on that quickly.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Senator, we appreciate that bill and many of the aspects within that. I'm aware of your commitment for those transitioning service members. Broadly, our Solid Start program is already incorporating many of the things you raise in the bill. There are some places we would appreciate further discussion for clarity.
Sure.
But overall, the current proposal is consistent with our implementation of the 3 phone calls within the first year. It's of critical importance to do all we can for that engagement of the service member.
Well, and I think it'll make a real difference, as you all have said, to the mental health supports for our veterans, and that's why I think it should be made permanent, and I look forward to continuing to work with you on it. Let's go on to the Buddy Check program, because veterans need outreach in a lot of different ways, and the American Legion's Buddy Checks volunteer initiative is important because it connects veterans directly with other veterans. I introduced bipartisan legislation with Senator Ernst to build on the American Legion's efforts by directing the VA to designate 1 week per year as Buddy Check Week to organize outreach events and educate veterans on how to conduct peer wellness checks. So, Dr. Upton, and I think probably Dr. Smith too, can you please speak to how Buddy Checks, which are volunteer-led, could complement the VA's efforts to support veterans' mental health?
Yeah, I will just say thank you for that, and we wholeheartedly agree and support that bill. And because it's mental health specific, I'll turn to Dr. Smith, but thank you.
Thank you, Senator. We agree. It's a great opportunity. We do many outreach activities now, Mental Health Month, for example, focusing on communications to not only VA enrollees, but non-enrollee veterans. Buddy Check is another opportunity. I do think it's an opportunity to think broadly. It's not just a mental health issue, it's a community issue. Right. We should be aware of our buddies. Yeah. And so that's how we would approach it moving forward. It's not just a mental health focus, it's a veteran focus. It's about community. Yeah,
and it's also about different veterans with different needs or experiences being able to find each other. And
Absolutely.
It's something I'm hearing from women veterans, particularly in rural parts of my state. So I'll look forward to working on that with all of you. I want to follow up on the line of questioning that Senator Tillis, I just made you a doctor, Senator, Senator Tillis was talking about, because we need innovative solutions to address veteran suicide and post-traumatic stress disorder. So as you may know, I support legislation like Senator Tillis's and like Senator Fisher's PAWS Act, which would establish a 3-year program at the VA where the department would provide grants to eligible service dog organizations to pair more veterans with service dogs. So what I think you're hearing from Senator Tillis, and what I'd like some commitment on here, is we currently understand that the VA just this morning indicated it doesn't support these bills, but can we have your commitment that the VA will implement it as Congress intends by providing a legitimate avenue through the VA to provide service dogs to veterans with PTSD?
Thank you, Senator. Absolutely. We are aware and we agree with the deep commitment to intervening in veteran suicide. Yeah. We have to think big, think creatively. It's an opportunity to continue thinking big. I know there are, in addition to the 2 Senate versions, there's a House version.
Yep.
We look forward to those continued conversations with our subject matter experts, staffers, yourself personally. We are committed to that.
There are a lot of members of both sides of the aisle who are getting a lot of briefings and information that indicate that these would be really valuable pairings efforts, and it really does support veterans with PTSD. So what you're hearing from us is a real desire, even if you have some differences, if it passes, that we get to work and do this in the way that Congress intends. Thank you.